We have hundreds of HMO rooms in Birmingham. However, there is one house that's exceptionally special for me, and I want to take you over to that to share with you something we're about to do with this particular HMO that I've never ever done before. If you're watching for the first time, my name is Hussain and I share with you my 15 years of property investing experience on this channel by having 3 videos a week, ultimately to help you get further faster in your property investing journey. Now today I want to take you over to a house that's very special to me because we've just finished recording a video around starting with very little or no money in property. How do you build a business? How do you build a portfolio? And this is a property that was very early in my property journey, and in fact it was one of our first HMOs, and I was kind of stumbling along trying to figure out the way and how we're going to get started and how to start creating some basic cash flow. But now we're going to do something which I've never ever done before, and something I've thought about for a very long time, and something I've aspired to do. So make sure you watch all the way to the end because I'm going to share with you the details exactly how we're going to do that. This house that I want to show you today is very close to our offices in South Birmingham. In fact, it's not very far where I currently live, and it's had a long history, lots of involvement with this house. It's a little bit of a cold and snowy day, so let's go on inside where I'll talk a little bit more about what we're doing with this house and what's been happening with it in the past. So come on through. The property is a 3-bedroom detached house on a fairly spacious plot. Actually, I sound a bit like an estate agent there. Let me tell you a little bit about the house itself. It's very spacious on the ground floor. It's on a big spacious plot as well. It's actually what we call bottom heavy, which means it's disproportionately larger on the ground floor than it is upstairs. So on the ground floor here we have 4 reception rooms plus the kitchen and the garage, another ground floor bathroom. We've got 1 bathroom upstairs, 3 bedrooms upstairs as well. So where it is, it's in a very interesting location because on the one side, on the front side of the street, you've got mostly terrace properties, and on this side it's all detached houses. It's actually on 2 interesting postcodes as well, because the postcode on this side is actually different to the postcode we have over here on the property, and the postcode over here is much more expensive than the one over here. These things what makes this house particularly interesting. Now, over the years, there's been a number of different uses. It's been used as a HMO, it's been used as a family house, and in fact, it was one of the early houses I'd converted to a HMO and let the rooms out. I was still learning and figuring out some of the things. This is probably about 10, 11 years ago, something like that. Now, at the time, the costs were quite high on this house in terms of what we needed to cover to really make the whole thing work. And that was a reason to try and let the rooms out. And if I'm being honest, I probably made a lot of mistakes at the beginning trying to figure this out and try and figure out the room rental market. And I remember at the time when I spoke to a number of different agents, I said, if we converted this to a HMO, let the rooms out, and pretty much every letting agent in the area told me, no, you can't do that, it doesn't work. And actually, sometimes we think we speak to experts and get the guidance of what's the right thing to do. But inside I felt, this house suits for this type of conversion because of where it is. It's a very nice area, a lot of people like living around here, and it's an easier and cheaper way for people to want to live here, particularly younger professionals, which is the market I was targeting. At that time, when we started out, most of the HMOs that we'd go and look at, they'd have a pine bed and a stripy mattress, and to be honest, that was what I was comparing it with. That's what we were going to start with. So what we're trying to create is an environment which is going to be a nice house for people to share together, very spacious, beautiful gardens, a south-facing garden, so you get lots of sun here, and nice open spaces around here. Now, ultimately what that meant is trying to get it working as a HMO. It meant we could start cash flowing it, making some money from it, also figuring out how HMOs work and how the rental market works. And then it meant I went on to do kind of more rent to rent, so more HMOs, and grow the business that way. And if you know anything about my journey, you'll find I got to about 60 rooms, and I was trying to manage and run all this myself before I started employing other people, because at that time I couldn't grow any further. So this property really helped in terms of getting started on this journey quite early. So let's go on through to another part of the house and I'll tell you a little bit more about what we're going to do next. Before I talk about what we're going to do with this particular property, let me share with you some of the challenges and the problems we've had over the years in trying to get to this point where we are right now. As I mentioned earlier, we're on a very spacious plot in a very nice location, and the house sits on its own. In fact, a little bit of history about this. This entire street was built by one builder, and what the builder did, he built a row of terrace houses, then a pair of semis and this detached house. He built this detached house for himself to live in. His two sons lived next door in the semi-detached properties, and then the rest of the terrace is sold. That's the history of this particular house, which is why this one ended up on such a big plot. Now with the plot, what I would wanted to try and do with this, I thought we can maximize this, we can make some money from this particular site because it's such a big plot. You know, you could, if you knocked it down, you could probably build a row of terraces here. It's that much space here. But actually I thought what we could probably do is extend it, maybe make it into two houses here, and they'll still be very desirable. And so with all these ideas, there were a number of architects we spoke to over the years, and frankly, if I'm being honest, there were so many planning applications we'd created, drawn plans, and that we'd struggled with and refused planning applications because it just wasn't thought through properly. It was just a rush. We had one idea, put that through, let's try that, see if that would work, then try something else. And we just ended up with a string of declines, and it's a case of, no, this isn't going to work, that is not going to get approved. And it became so frustrating to the point where I was really going to literally throw the towel in with this particular project, because up until recently we'd had planning consultants as well involved in trying to help get it done, and I was just getting, as I said, just so frustrated. But ultimately now we'll be able to get some planning approval in place, which will mean we'll be able to create what it is that I'm about to reveal to you. What we'll do now, we'll go outside into the garden as the sun's just come out. It's a beautiful day, even though it's snowing a little bit. It's such a wonderful day. It's a south-facing garden. I can show you the back of the property so you can see the width and what's happening here. And if you're enjoying these videos, then make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well, and enable the notification bell so that you get notified when we share these videos. And you know, these videos are being produced because you're watching them, you're enjoying them, and if you do and you let me know, that means I can keep producing more of these. So make sure you do that and come on through. Let's go to the outside now, to the back of the house. The big reveal is all of this behind me, it's going to disappear. Why is it disappearing? The reason it's disappearing because we've got planning approval to effectively replace this with a new detached 3,500 square foot house, which in fact is going to be our new home. I am just so thrilled and excited about this. This has been many years trying to get to this point. You know, right now we live in a very nice house nearby, but actually, you know, we work really hard, and just to create something, particularly working property, you know, I always had this aspiration, I wanted to build a home. You know, we build houses for other people, we create nice homes for other people, and just trying to create something from the ground up which is personalized and tailored for ourselves and for the family is something I want to do for many years. So I'm just so thrilled and excited about this project. This is something we'll be working on for, well, to be frank, it's going to take many months before it's ready, and we'll be back doing a number of videos. And my wife's been really chomping away at my ear on this particular project. When's it going to get finished? When we're going to get done? When we're going to start work on it? So at the moment we're pretty much clearing it out, and it's pretty much going to get dismantled because the new house is very similar in style from the front to what this one looks like. It'll just be a lot bigger. You know, the plot's about 8,500 square foot in total, so it's a nice spacious size. It's not monstrously big, but you know, it's more than enough for us, and we're excited about this particular project, and I'm going to share the various stages with you as we're doing this. And if there's things you'd like to learn and see about what we're doing here, make sure you put that in the comment section below, and we'll be sharing that with you as well. But just the fact that this has actually happened, I wasn't really expecting this to happen for some years, and you know, it is something that I'm really pleased about, and I want to share this journey with you. We're just finished off building some new houses that we're selling, and if you've not already seen those videos, we'll link them in the description below so you can see those too. Really what we're doing now is using that knowledge and experience of building from the ground up, which was our first time we were doing that, so we can apply that here and really personalize it and create this as our home going forward. So look, I hope you're enjoying these videos, and if you are, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel as well, enable the notification bell so you see more of these videos, particularly on this site as and when we do those, because this is going to be a project that'll take many months, and I'll try and do a number of videos here. If there's something specific you'd like to see about the new build, let me know about that, and we'll make sure we can try and get that information and share that with you as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next video.